Did you know that the Bible instructs us to meditate, be still, and know that I am God? Be still voice works. Come on guys, come with me while I check some termite stations. So that's what I do kind of in my day job. I do some pest control. So I'm going to check some termite stations to see if there's any evidence of termites or termite activity. But I wanted to talk to you guys about intuition. Intuition is something that you can use when you're making choices in your life. For instance, you can ask my fiance. My intuition's kind of on high. It's always been that way. But like one time I knew that a certain someone, I don't want to get into it just because of domestic relations and everything, but I knew a certain someone was going to be at a restaurant. So my fiance and I had decided to go out to eat. And when I got home, before this I was excited, right? I wanted to go. There's this new restaurant. And when I got home, I was like, babe, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go. I was like, so-and-so and their family is going to be there. And she's like, what are you talking about? Let's just go. It's going to be fun. We've never been there before together. And I was like, I don't know. I really don't want to go. I really don't want to go. And when we got there, we sat down to eat. Lo and behold, not just the person I thought was going to be there, but their entire family was there and came up to our table and started harassing us. And, I'm kind of always on that. I'll just be sitting there and I'll say, listen, babe, I don't feel good about this, or I don't want to do this. And one way that you can learn to increase your intuition is by being a little bit, pay attention to thoughts in your mind. Sometimes you'll get a thought and you'll say, that didn't sound like my voice, or didn't sound like something that I would say. When you get one of those thoughts, make sure that you go ahead and you run with what you're feeling on that, because a lot of times the way things are out here is someone else across the world may be thinking that they're going to a place. Okay, this is just an example. And you're also going to that place. And since you have some sort of connection with them, or there's a disturbance between you and them, some kind of energetic feeling there, you'll hear kind of their thought about what they're doing, and it'll start to make you a little bit uncomfortable. And so whenever one of those thoughts comes across your mind that doesn't necessarily wholly belong to you, you need to listen to that, because that's your intuition's kicking in. And once you start doing it, you'll start to notice, sorry, I'm looking for there we go. I had to find that down there. You'll start to notice that more often you're right about kind of what was going on. And even if you weren't exactly right about what was going on, you might realize that the situation wherever you ended up isn't, is not good for you. And you'll still be right in a way, that you felt you shouldn't do it. It's the same thing for when you feel that you should do something. So the very first step to learning how to increase your intuition is to just listen to that little voice and start acting on that. The second thing that you can do to increase your intuition is to start meditation. Meditation is very important. Look at this little guy. A little mushy. Meditation is very important to get to know you. And to be quite honest with you, you're the most important relationship that you're going to have on this earth is between you and God and you and yourself. Sorry I lost you guys there and didn't even realize it. I talked for a good 4 minutes and you weren't even there. So I just want to reiterate that it's important that you eat well, eat a healthy diet with low in carbs, lots of raw vegetables, good unprocessed meats, because when your body is processing, processed cheese and processed meats, processed drinks, like sodas and things like that, with all these different chemicals, it doesn't have time to pay attention to the subtleties in life, which is really where your intuition is and where it's going to shine. So I would say it's important to meditate, eat well, listen to the small still voice in your head, and then do a lot of studying. Study the Upanishads, one of which is the Bhagavad Gita. So if you can read the Gita, read that. Read all of the religious texts. Read the Quran. Read the Bible. That's what I did, and it really helped give me a broad perspective, because everything is part of a big puzzle and all of the pieces are important. So you have to really kind of study things. So pay attention to yourself, eat well, and do all of the other things that I talked about in this video. And I promise you, your intuition will start to slowly skyrocket. So listen to that voice the very first time, every time, until you start to be able to understand what you're telling yourself or what your intuition's telling you. Alright? Love you guys. Namaskar.